If the world we live in is a simulation, self-belief is the cheat code. Too many people have been brought up with limiting beliefs that are stopping them from greatness. You might be one of them. We are what we believe ourselves to be, and the world rewards us in proportion to that belief. We want you to keep this in mind in today's Sunday motivational video. So here are 15 limiting beliefs and how to succeed beyond them. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1. I'm not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, or talented enough. This is the most classical definition of imposter syndrome, that idea that I'm not enough. If you look up the definition of imposter syndrome, you'll find the following. The persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. Look, here's the deal. The only way to stop feeling like an imposter is to stop thinking like an imposter. Wing it. If you were to play the role of this persona, how would they behave, and then do that? It's all a role. Once you do it, you're free to separate feelings from facts. We are not what we believe we are what we do. So Nike your way into your personal success. Just do it. Do it poorly if you must, and see what happens. Once you're doing it, you'll realize you actually are the kind of person that is able to do this. There's one big secret that separates those who do from those who never make it. Those who make it are willing to do it poorly, while the rest aren't willing to do it at all. Growth and improvement comes from momentum. If things aren't the way they should be where you are, you need to start moving and build that momentum. Number 2. Life is hard. Sometimes, but not always. Actually, life is pretty balanced. You get some easy and then you get some hard. The duality between these two allows for progress and enjoyment. You've heard it many times before that you can't enjoy the good times if you don't experience the bad ones. But this self-belief that life is continuously hard, that you have to perpetually struggle until the day you die, is one of the worst limiting beliefs we've encountered. These people believe there isn't more to life than hardship. There can't be, at least for them. So what do? They accept it as an unequivocal truth and then proceed to live their lives as if it was set in stone that they must suffer. For them, the suffering has been bestowed upon them by the universe or their God, and who are they to change the laws of God? For everyone else, how hard life is a choice. We have the power in our hands to determine how hard we wish our life to be. Make your life hard voluntarily. Make your life hard now with the purpose of it being easier in the future. Your actions today should ripple a better outcome for a later date. But not every action sets that kind of ripple effect in the future. Life is hard if you approach it like Sisyphus, but there's a different kind of hard where you approach it like Noah building the ship. It might be hard, people will laugh at your efforts, but you'll reap the benefits later. We all know the flood is inevitable, so build your vessel. These are words for those of you who have clear ears to listen. Your life might be hard now, but if you choose the right kind of hard, it won't be hard for long. Even if you're not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Number 3. I'm too old, or I'm too young. I'm not ready. This is actually a fear of success. You justify your inaction by placing a limitation the world doesn't actually care for. Yes, you might not be able to open a bank account in your own name until you're 18, but a parent can help you out with that. Colonel Sanders started KFC, the most famous fried chicken franchise in the world, at the age of 65, and you're out there in your 40s and 50s thinking the game is over? We never believed in the too young or too old mentality because the world rewards you based on action, not based on your age. The world right now couldn't care less about your age as long as you solve a problem for them. We live in a result-oriented world where your ability to perform is the only thing your success will be measured on. You might think you're not ready yet and need a bit more time to prepare yourself for what's coming. But you know how you become ready? You start when you're not. You just try it out. The first rule of learning to ride a bike is to get on a bike. Yes, you might fall a couple of times. It's all part of the process, but eventually you'll get it. Nobody went to school to learn how to ride a bike. Sure, the tutorials might help, but the difference between learning to ride it or not doesn't lie in the education part, but in the practice part. You're not too old, you're not too young. You're more than ready to take the action now. It'll dramatically accelerate the process, so don't wait. Number 4. Others are better than me. Look, this is the perfectionist inside of you talking. This limiting belief spurs from the negative habit of comparing ourselves to others as a measure of our ability. And guess what? Yes, there are people better at this than you. Statistically speaking, you will never be the absolute best, but that has nothing to do with the quality of your life moving forward. Stop thinking in terms of podiums. You're not at the Olympics. You're trying to start a side business so you don't have to put up with the office drama. There are hundreds of thousands of people who are doing really well despite not being the absolute best. You're not shooting for perfection. You're shooting for progress. So ask yourself, are you better today than you were yesterday? Good, keep that going. You have your own lane, you have your own race with your own finish line. You're not all running at the same speed. Some people are sprinting, some are running long distances. So comparing your rhythm to others just because they might be in the same vicinity as you is a sure way to set yourself up for failure. Number 5. I can't learn anything new. I don't have the brains for it. So, you're thinking you might not be smart enough because back in high school you weren't one of those few sitting in the front getting pats on the back by an unsatisfied with her life teacher, huh? And that's how you decided to measure your ability to get ahead in life? You know, once you get into the real world, the kids sitting in the front row are working for the kids sitting in the back. A students end up working for C students because the real world grades performance differently. Sure, you might have failed in chemistry, but we're pretty sure there are some things in life where you know more than everyone else. These are the things you're passionate about, that you research on your own. What for you seems like play, for everyone else seems like a lot of work. C students are actually super learners, but they learn different things. They know stats of players of their favorite team. They know cars. They know specifics in industry and niches that you'd never even heard of. School judges the fish on its ability to climb a tree and calls it stupid. Well, screw that. Everyone who's successful has mastered the art of learning. The same way you learn all the drama in your favorite TV show, you can learn anything, but you've never approached learning like this. Business people and everyone who's actually successful learns in a completely different way than everyone else. There's actually a secret way to do it. This unique framework allows your mind to expand and absorb knowledge a lot quicker and not just surface level stuff. It allows them to build their minds the same way they build their business, and that's how they stay focused, creative, and able to come up with all those incredible solutions that push their personal and professional lives forward. Learning how to learn has been the most valuable skill we ever downloaded into our lives. It's made us millions in the process. Everything we've discovered we structured in a premium experience called Learning Mastery, which is available for enrollment starting today at alux.com/learn for 7 days only. You know once those doors are closed, you're not getting in. If you had a hard time reading, if people told you you were stupid, if you feel overwhelmed as a student, Learning Mastery will be a game changer. By the end of the course, you'll learn at least twice as fast, you will read twice as much, and you will remember at least twice as much of that valuable information that you can access at will. You will see dividends coming from this investment for decades to come. We believe in our products so much that we're offering an ironclad guarantee. If you buy the course, go through it, and for any reason you believe you didn't get twice as much value as what you put into it, we'll provide you with a full refund, absolutely no questions asked. Even more so, since this is the day of our launch, if you go to alux.com/learn right now and use the promo code ALUXER at checkout, you'll get 25% off. See you on the inside, ALUXers. In order to overcome your limiting beliefs and actually start taking the right kind of actions, you'll need to learn new skills and use them to get what you want. Number 6. Rich people are evil. Okay, here's the thing. You'll never become what you hate. If you think successful people are bad, you'll never become one. If you think successful people got lucky, you'll never become successful because you're obviously not a lucky person. Rich people aren't evil, they just had different education than you did, and by education we don't mean school. Instead, they learned how the market works, how money flows, and how to be a part of that chain. The way you overcome this limiting belief is to understand the following golden rule of money. You're not paid based on effort, but based on results. Just because you worked more on something doesn't mean you should be paid more for it. The only way to increase your pay is to increase the value of the outcome. We're paid in exact proportion to our contributions. Number 7. Nobody who started where I started ever made it. This belief is found in many shapes and sizes. Another common saying is, it's impossible to become rich unless you come from money. People have started in way worse conditions than you did and have not only made it, but transitioned into a life of prosperity and abundance. Deep down, you know this to be true. You know their names, but you probably don't know their full stories. Some of them were homeless. Some of them had to endure pain beyond what you can imagine. But their drive to escape that world was so great they had to do it. And so can you. Past performance isn't an indicator of future performance. You learned that trading stocks, but it definitely applies to life. Just because your beginnings in life were painful, it doesn't mean you're destined to live a life of pain. Even if you don't personally know anybody who made it starting where you did, it's just a matter of time until someone will. So why not make that person be you? Set the example, walk the path nobody has walked before, and see where it takes you, because you know damn well what staying put will get you. The only way to change your destiny is to accept that you're the only one determining it. And once you figure this out, you gotta act like it. Number 8. Work is not meant to be enjoyed. Great rewards require great sacrifices, so you'll need to work in higher volumes. That's what people mean when they say they have to work hard. It's not about carrying stones with your bare hands. Instead, you have to push beyond what everyone else is pushing in terms of time, effort, and brain power. Nowhere in the life manual says that work should make you miserable. The best mix is to go for big goals and do work that is challenging, that requires you to push beyond what you're currently capable of. Nobody wants to play an easy game that everyone can beat. It's the challenge that keeps drawing us in. If work isn't enjoyable, it's because you're doing work that you are not enjoying, and the feeling you get internally is your soul and brain screaming that you should be doing something else. Another common limiting belief about work is this feeling of complete overwhelm. I'm overwhelmed, I've always felt this way, and I'm going to feel like this forever. Start with smaller improvements. Add quality of life to your life. It won't happen all of a sudden. If you bite off more than you can chew, don't be afraid to sit down, cut it up, and eat it piece by piece. There's no point choking yourself to death when real progress is a viable option. Number 9. All men are pigs, all women are gold diggers. This is our favorite example of a series of beliefs that generalize large portions of the population based on a very limited sample that one has encountered in their life. If all the men you've met in your life were a-holes, the common denominator in that equation is you. The problem isn't all men, it's that you're going after a-holes expecting different results. And calm down, guys, we're not over yet. On the other side of the coin, you've got all the women are gold diggers, right? This stems from a personal insecurity that you don't have the girl of your dreams because you lack the financial resources. Do you see the irony in it all? The fat ones want to date the fit ones, the poor ones want to date the rich ones, and so on and so forth. You need to become a good match, someone the person you're looking for fits with. You want to date Rihanna? Go get Rihanna's level of fame, power, and wealth first. Nobody wants someone who can't keep up with them. So fix up yourself before you rain down your wrath on an entire genre. Before judging everyone else, make sure you know what you're bringing to the table, and if it isn't much, maybe work on yourself first and then see what happens. Number 10. I don't have enough time or money. Depending on where you are in your journey, this one might even be true, but there's a catch. The catch is, you have to pick your limitation. It's either time or money. It can't be both. The baseline is, if you're young, you've got time, you ain't got money. If you're old, you should have money, but not as much time. If you don't have either, well, you're in a pickle, my friend. Now, let's tackle each one of these so you know what you have to do. Fundamentally, life is a strategy game. You have a limited amount of resources and you have to use them strategically to complete the mission. You have 24 hours in a day and the money and tools at your disposal. It's time to put them to use. With time, it's about minimization of time consumption. How can I get more done in the same amount of time so I can free up some time for other things? The easiest one is sleep. You can cut 1 or 2 hours of sleep every day and you'll get a full day's work extra during the week. These 7 to 14 hours could be deployed towards health, learning, happiness, even generating more income. With money, it's about the maximization of return. How can you make more money with the same amount of effort? What should I learn, or what tools can I use to increase my output? Once you begin to think about your limitations this way, you realize these aren't actually limitations, but a management issue, and all management issues can be solved. That's why building learning mastery has been such a priority for us. It's teaching you how to learn for specific objectives. Number 11. I can't do it because so-and-so tried it and they couldn't do it. This boils down to the idea that I'm not as good as them, so why even try? Not only should you have grasped the idea that you should never compare your journey with others, but we are all different. We come from different backgrounds with unique perspectives. In many of our businesses, the breakthroughs have come from creative street-smart solutions and not from something we learned in business school. Never neglect your ability to be creative and find solutions where other people have failed in the past. Give it a real shot and see what happens. We all get individual shots, and statistically, some of those shots will work out in our favor. The worst thing you can do is deny entry in the first place. 80% of success in life is continuously showing up. Time and time again, do not give up. Get up, try your best, learn why you failed, improve, and try again. You shouldn't quit the gym just because you went once and didn't get a six-pack. So don't quit your dreams because the first time you tried you didn't get your dream results. Trust the process and continuously improve on your condition until you get there. Number 12. I'm not worthy of love. Or that you're scared of getting hurt or hurting someone else. I don't want to get close to this person. What if my heart gets broken? Life is about trying things. It's the same with finding your passion, your happiness, the love of your life, or your favorite food. You have to risk a bad meal in order to find the really good ones. When it comes to being worthy of love, the approach is different. We receive what we ask of life. The paradox is, if you think you're unworthy of love, the world will react appropriately and nobody will love you. It's the trauma of the past that got you to feel like this, and until you fix that one, you'll not be able to move forward. You feel love inside of you, so make it come out. Put love out into the world and keep adding wood to that internal fire. People are drawn to the energy we put out. Find things that you like about yourself, even the smallest of ones, and build on top of that. And don't be too proud to reach out for professional help and heal the wounds of your past. For years, you put a Band-Aid on top of that wound and it didn't heal, and now you're wondering why it's festering with pus. Fix yourself, and then you'll realize the world has been waiting for you. Number 13. I'll never have enough money to live the life I want to live. Well, not with that attitude, Michelle. The problem with this type of statement is they close the door. It's a definitive answer. It gives no room for development. You've drawn your conclusion, and that's just how life is going to be moving forward. With most of these self-limiting beliefs, it's usually a matter of changing your perspective on things and thus changing your actions. Instead of saying, I'll never have enough money to live the life I want, ask yourself, what would have to happen for me to have enough money to live the life I wish I lived? And then begin digging deeper. What exactly does it mean to live the life I want to live? What is that like? Where do I live? What do I do for a living? How much do I earn? What is my schedule like? Then take a look at what you already have and begin drawing a line from here to there. Now you've got a challenge and you're up and running. Your life has purpose. That's why we call them limiting beliefs, because they limit the belief that life can get better. Number 14. Only stupid people are happy. This one goes out to the Rick and Morty fedora-wearing 4chan fans who think their intellect is superior when in fact it's all just surface-level superficial knowledge. This is why the Big Bang Theory got so big. They made you think that because you understand the jokes on the TV show that you're a lot smarter than everyone else. Well, the truth is almost everyone gets the jokes. They've been playing with you. This belief that only stupid people can be happy because the more intellectual you are, the more you understand the world around you, or in simpler terms, ignorance is bliss, has gotten the weaker soul to believe that knowledge is a curse and they'll never be happy. So here comes the million-dollar question. If you're so smart, why aren't you happy? How come that big brain of yours is unable to solve happiness for you? The more you think about it, the more you realize there are ways to get happiness from an intellectual perspective. Removing the limiting beliefs that you can't have the cake and eat it too, another stupid analogy, because that's the reason people buy cake in the first place, so they can eat it afterwards. In terms of happiness, there's a really good book that we recommend called Solve for Happy, written by Google's CBO Mo Gadot, a high-level engineer who approached the problem as a software issue. If you go to alux.com/freebook and sign up to Audible, you can get the audiobook version for free. We'll link to it in the description. Number 15. There isn't enough for everybody. It's the concept of scarcity. You believe the world is limited. You believe it's even selfish of yourself to want more. Last Sunday, we talked about why average people hate successful people and how this point is a core mistake mediocre people make when understanding the abundance that the world has to offer. If you haven't watched that video, we strongly recommend you do so. It's quite illuminating and different. If you think there isn't water beyond the mountain, you'll never make the journey to go see for yourself. But once you do, you realize there are no limits to it, for beyond the mountain, there's a spring. You can drink as much water as you want and still there'll be more left. Through innovation, you can have water in the desert. You can take it out of thin air and still have something to drink. You see, we are not limited by physical resources. We're actually limited by our ability to generate solutions. And that's one hell of an idea to ask you guys. What's one limiting belief that you have overcome? Let's take the conversation into the comments because we're damn sure every one of you has had to push through some of them. And as for those of you who are always hanging around with us until the very end, this is the bonus you've been waiting for. Self-confidence is a real superpower. If you want to be successful in life, you have to develop self-confidence. Do it blindly if you have to. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you can build that company. And then proceed to act as you're in that journey. We were 16 when we started our financial journey and put blind trust in the books that we read. The likes of Rich Dad Poor Dad, The 4-Hour Workweek, The Richest Man in Babylon, and then into more specific ones. Back then, there wasn't anything like ALUX out there to bring us the wisdom we were searching for. Deep down, we always knew we were destined for more than the hand that life dealt us. So we kept our heads down and pushed hard ahead with the blind confidence that this process will work. And guess what? It did. Everything we've learned along the way has been compounded year over year. It didn't feel like it in the beginning as progress was slow, but the more we learned, the bigger the steps we would take, until eventually massive results started coming our way. Now we leverage that self-confidence, that belief to sit down with billionaires and learn from them on what it takes to get there. Then we apply it ourselves and share it with you guys for free. Donda, Kanye's mother, made it her life's purpose to program Kanye's mind that he is the greatest being alive and he can do anything. Through sheer willpower and work, Kanye has made himself a multi-billionaire when just a few years ago he was tens of millions of dollars in debt. Elon, Jeff, all the names you look up to, they all had this internal belief that they will make it, and they did. And so can you. Once you convince yourself that you're going on this journey, it's just a matter of learning how to get there and putting one foot in front of the other. Learning mastery will be the fuel in your gas tank, designed to accelerate the pace at which you make progress. Since you're a true ALUXer and have been supporting us for this long, use the promo code NOLIMIT at checkout and you'll receive $100 off your purchase. This is our way of saying thank you, and we can't wait to meet you in the private Facebook group as we go through this 21-day course together. Go to alux.com/learn right now and use the promo code NOLIMIT. Let's get it!